Hello, my name is Guthrie Coughlin. I'm a graduate student at Grand Canyon University studying special education moderate to severe disabilities. I was asked to summarize a psychoeducational evaluation report of a student named Jean. Jean has participated in 5 formal assessments assessing a variety of skills and functioning. Today, I will be summarizing Jean's assessment results. Through her assessment results, I have developed, with some help, a functional academic IEP goal and a functional daily living IEP goal, along with progress monitoring tools that I would use to monitor her growth in these skills. The first formal assessment administered was the Universal Nonverbal Intelligence Test, or UNIT. UNIT is a standardized formal assessment that assesses cognitive ability. Jean was assessed in all 4 subtest categories. The scores were then converted into the 5 subskill categories. Jean scored a 71 in the memory quotient subskill. This score represents that Jean is cognitively delayed in this skill. Jean scored 67 in the reasoning quotient subskill. This score represents that Jean is cognitively very delayed in this skill. Jean scored 69 in the symbolic quotient subskill. This score represents that Jean is cognitively very delayed as well in this skill. Jean also scored 73 in the non-symbolic quotient subscale. This score represents that Jean is cognitively delayed in this skill. Jean scored 67 in the reasoning quotient subskill. Last, Jean scored 70 in the full skill IQ subskill. These scores represent that Jean is cognitively delayed in this skill. As you can see, Jean was determined to be cognitively delayed or very delayed in all 5 of the subtests. The second formal assessment administered was the Woodcock-Johnson Tests of Achievement 3 Clusters, or WJ3. WJ3 is a standardized formal assessment that assesses students' academic achievement and cognitive abilities through a variety of subtests organized in clusters. These clusters are reading clusters, and written language clusters. Jean scored 71 in the reading cluster. This score represents that her academic achievement in this area is low. Jean scored 47 in the math cluster. This score represents that her academic achievement in this area is very low. Last, Jean scored 62 in the written language cluster. These scores represent that her academic achievement in this area is low. The third formal assessment administered was the Adaptive Behavior Assessment System 2, or ABAS-2. ABAS-2 is a standardized formal assessment that assesses adaptive skills in individuals, including 10 skill areas through a variety of subtests. Jean was assessed in a variety of skill areas through specific subtests. The first area she was assessed in was her communication skills by the communication subtest. Jean scored a 2 in the assessment, which is considered extremely low. Jean's communication, socialization, motor, and maladaptive behavior skills were assessed by the school living subtest. She scored a 2 in the assessment, which is considered extremely low. Jean's daily living, motor, and maladaptive behaviors were assessed by the health and safety subtest. She scored a 5 in the assessment, which is considered a borderline skill deficit. Jean's socialization skills were assessed by the leisure subtest. She scored a 5 as well in this assessment, which is considered a borderline skill deficit. The fourth formal assessment administered was the Wide Range Assessment of Visual Motor Abilities, or WRAVMAA. This is a standardized formal assessment that assesses the student's visual motor skills through three subtests. Jean was assessed in a variety of skill areas through specific subtests. The first area she was assessed in was a visual motor skills through the drawing shapes subtest. She scored 62, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. Therefore, it can be inferred that she is delayed in this skill area. Jean was also assessed in her visual motor skills by the matching objects subtest. She scored 55, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation as well. Therefore, it can also be inferred that she is delayed in the skill area. Last, Jean was assessed in her fine motor skills by the pegboard subtest. She scored a 57, which again is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. The last formal assessment administered was the Comprehensive Assessment of Spoken Language, or CASL. CASL is a standardized formal assessment that assesses the student's oral language skills through 15 individual subtests focusing on 5 specific oral language skills: lexical and semantics, syntactic, receptive, expressive, and a total core skill set. Jean's lexical semantic skills scored 61, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. Jean's syntactic skills scored 63, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. Jean's receptive skills scored 62, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. And Jean's expressive skills scored a 64, which is considerably lower than the mean score in standard deviation. Therefore, it can be inferred that she is delayed in all these skill areas. And last, a total core of Jean's oral language skills was assessed, and she scored a 63, which again is lower than the mean score. So those are the 5 standardized assessments that Jean was a part of. And now I will share the IEP goals that I developed in conclusion to but before I share the IEP goals that were developed, I want to share the importance of collaborating not only with fellow colleagues and IEP team members when developing IEP goals, but also the importance of collaborating with the families of your students. I believe it's important to collaborate with the families of your students when developing IEP goals because they know the student better than anyone else. They spend the most time with them, and they are the number one stakeholder. They can provide specific information on how the student learns, grows, and what they like to do. Additionally, our job as a special education teacher is to teach and support our students not only in school, but help them develop the necessary skills to access their home and community. Parents of our students can give us ideas on what they want their children to achieve and be able to do and access. I just wanted you to keep that in mind when I present the IEP goals. So after reviewing all the assessment results, I created a functional academic IEP goal and a daily living goal with help from a certified special education teacher and mentor. Collaborating with other professionals is essential in developing attainable, realistic, and measurable IEP goals for students. Additionally, it is important to collaborate with the family of the student to develop the goal. When collaborating with Jean's family, we decided that reading at grade level is important not only for Jean, but also for her family. Reading at grade level translates to many other facets of life, including accessing education, daily living skills like reading recipes and promoting health and safety, and creating joy by being able to read age-appropriate books and communicating with others. With that said, we developed this functional IEP goal. When given a grade level reading passage, Jean will independently and correctly respond to comprehension questions with 60% accuracy on 7 out of 9 quarterly assignments as measured by student graded work as assigned by the teachers. So it's important to note that all IP goals must be measurable. So creating progress monitoring tools is a must for taking data for the goal. I developed 3 progress monitoring tools to monitor Jean's progress in her functional IP goals. The first progress monitoring tool is graded work samples. So in this case, I will provide Jean with assignments that are grade level appropriate and take data on the accuracy of responding to comprehension questions. So if, for example, we're reading Little Red Riding Hood, I could ask Jean, what color is Little Red Riding Hood wearing? And if she answers correctly, we take that data point, and if she doesn't, we take that data point. The other progress monitoring tool that I will use is guided practice through observations and checklists. Observations are one of the best tools special education teachers can use when assessing a student because it can happen at any time. Creating a data collection chart is a must when taking observation. For this goal, I would observe the speed and accuracy of Jean's reading during instruction and offer feedback to her responses. The checklist I would do with Jean. It would be a document that we would complete together. There would be data points like, Jean, did you complete the assignment? Yes or no? Check it. I think it's very important to include the student when monitoring them and assessing them, not only for their dignity, but give them, like, they want to be a stakeholder too in their education. And then last progress monitoring tool I would use is direct instruction and note taking during it. So this is also observation based, and during instruction I would just like to note how well Jean is taking in the information and content and make sure that she's paying attention, she doesn't need prompts, and all those data points I would be collecting. And then also during the instruction, I would ask her questions throughout, and I would mark down if she got the questions right or wrong during it. Now I'm going to present my daily living IEP goal for Jean. So after reviewing the assessment results and the observations made by Jean's teachers, parents, and related service providers, I noticed that Jean is cognitively delayed in multiple facets, which may lead to not completing tasks and getting off task. Sorry. When collaborating with Jean's parents, they too notice that she gets off task, and it can be frustrating. She's also consistently needs prompts to stay on task, which doesn't lead to independently working. Jean's parents would like to see Jean complete tasks independently at home, which is a skill that could translate if taught at school. So we developed this daily living goal. When assigned coursework, Jean will remain on task and complete assignments with no more than 3 prompts per day with 60% accuracy on 7 out of 9 quarterly assignments as measured by student graded work as assigned by the teachers. This goal is A, attainable, for we are still allowing some prompts. B, it is realistic, for we have observed Jean complete tasks independently. And this goal is measurable, for we are specifically looking for 60% accuracy on 7 out of 9 quarterly assignments. And this goal is also measurable by the progress monitoring tools that we've developed, including graded work samples, Um, for this data point, I would present Jean with assignments and specifically just note how many prompts she needed to complete the assignment and if she completed it. Guided practice, observations, and checklists. For this one, while we are working together, I would again mark how many times Jean is prompted to continue to work and see if she completed the practice. And then the checklist comes in play because, again, I want her to be a stakeholder in her education and we complete it together. So we kind of go through the day. They're like, okay, in reading class, we practiced vocabulary words. Did you complete the assignment? Yes or no? Yes. Great. Do you remember how many times I had to ask you to continue to work? No. I remember one time. Does that sound right? Yes. All right. We'll put down one. Um, yeah, I just want her to reflect on her instruction and her education. And then the last progress monitoring tool would be direct instruction. So while I am providing direct instruction to Jean, um, I just want to notice if she's staying on task and how many times I prompt her to do so. And all of this will be like on a living Google document that it'll just build over time and we'll have a lot of data points and hopefully we will meet our goals. Yeah. So I want to take the time to thank you for reviewing this video, and I had a great time getting to know Jean and summarizing her psychoeducational report. Um, it's been a great learning experience for me. All right. Well, thank you very much and have a grateful day.